if you ever wanted to see what a true loyal friend is, like the type of friend you really would want is a guy like Merab Dvalishvili. Like, I feel like he's the best friend you could ever ask for. But at the same time, I feel like because of his kindness and loyalty, I feel like he's getting taken advantage of a little bit here with the whole Aljamain Sterling situation. So Sterling agreed that win or lose, he would move up to featherweight after the Sean O'Malley fight, and then Merab would be able to get his title shot that he's earned. Like, you know, Merab beat Peter Yan dominantly, beat Peter Yan better than anybody else did. Beat retired Jose Aldo, but no, fucking Merab's just straight said, give Aldo a rematch, and after that, I'm just going to wait for my title fight, and we'll figure that out after that. But I'm just going to fight for the title next, even if I have to wait for a year or more. Merab's 32 years old. He'll be 33 by the time he probably gets a fight, or longer. Who knows? Like, he's literally wasting his prime. Honestly, I'm not even kidding here. Merab has potential to be the greatest bantamweight of all time. Like that, I'm not even kidding. Like, this might sound like a hot take, but Merab has the skill set to go on and be the greatest bantamweight of all time. But he's literally fucking his own legacy up for Aljamain Sterling. Like, I don't know, it's insane. Honestly, I'd love to have a friend like Merab Dvalishvili. Like, this man's so selfless. Like I don't know, he's just a this Merab is the most selfless man I've ever seen. Like, how does he not give a shit about his own legacy? Listen to his resume. Like, beat Brad Katona, who just went on to win tough. He beat Casey Kenny, which is a good win. Beat John Dodson, which is a really good win. Beat Coney Stamen, which is a good win. Beat Marlon Moraes. Obviously, Moraes was on a bit of a losing streak at the time, but I think that was his third loss was against Merab, so he wasn't as damaged. And then he beat Jose Aldo, beat Peter Yan, but no, he's literally willing to go and sit out for a year so Aljo can get another fucking fight. Aljo promised you that he would move up. Why are you not, fucking asking for your shot? Merab, you're not gonna get a shot for one. Like, if you sit out, they're gonna just go give Cheeto. Cheeto's gonna get the first title shot. That seems like it's pretty likely at this point. Then Sandhagen's gonna get a shot. Cejudo will probably be coming off a win over somebody, so they'll probably do Cejudo versus O'Malley. And then by the time you realize, like, oh, I need to get a fight in, they're gonna be like, all right, here you go. Here's Umar Nurmagomedov, or here's Cejudo coming off a loss, or something like that. Like, you're gonna have to fight like another 2 times now. Like, Dana is not a fan of Merab. You can tell. Like, he said as much. He said about Merab sitting out. I think in the post-fight press conference for 292, I think he mentioned something along, we got Merab sitting out. Like, Dana will not reward you for sitting out. No, so he'll probably get Umar Nurmagomedov, and then if he beats Umar, they'll probably do him versus Song Yadong, because Song Yadong has some of the best takedown defense and just explosiveness. Like, they're just gonna give Merab nightmare matchups because they're probably so pissed off with him. Like, you have the potential to be the first Georgian UFC champion. You have potential to be one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. You already have such an amazing resume, Merab. You have Peter Yan on your resume. You have Jose Aldo. You retired Jose Aldo. You KO'd Rafion Stotts with a fucking 15-second KO. Like, Stotts obviously lost his last fight, but he went on a really big run after losing to Merab. And you're taking that completely for granted. Like, I just don't understand it, man. Like, Like I respect Merab for like being such a loyal friend. Like nobody can ever accuse Merab of being a bad friend, but you can accuse him of like fucking being a bad person to himself. Like, have some respect for yourself, Merab. Go fight for that fucking belt. You are a nightmare matchup for Sean O'Malley. Don't like. It's like the perfect time for Merab to go for a title shot. He's literally refusing. Like, why? Like I get you and Aljamain are really close and everything. But I don't know if you like. What is your end game in the fucking in the UFC? What is your end goal, Marab? Like that's what I want to know. Like, because you're gonna waste your prime sitting out for Aljo. Aljo's gonna build up this great legacy. Like he's already got this great legacy. You know, Aljo. He's defended the bantamweight title 3 times. Has wins over Corey Sandhagen, Pedro Munoz. You know, all these great fighters in the bantamweight division. And George is going to sit out. Like, do you not like? Is Merab rich or something? Like, how's he going to sit out for over a year? Like, I don't understand this. This is like really silly in my opinion from Merab Dvalishvili here. Like, instead of helping Georgian MMA explode, you know, by him having going in there and winning the UFC bantamweight championship and bringing a golden age to Georgian MMA. Instead, he's just going to sit out, waste his prime, probably come back washed, then somehow get chinned by Song Yadong or Umar Nurmagomedov, and then that's it. That's it. Like he's just gonna waste his prime. He's gonna ruin his legacy. Just all from Aljo. If Aljo was a good friend, he would move up. Like I, I don't know, man. Marab's too selfless for his own good. Like firstly, Aljo's definitely not getting a rematch. Like he, on merit, he definitely deserves a rematch. But the UFC just straight are gonna not give him a shot. Like Aljo's gonna have to go and beat contenders. So Marab's gonna waste fucking his career for nothing. And yeah, I don't understand this from Merab. But hey, if it works for him, I guess. But yeah, I think this is silly from Merab. But I don't know. The man's too selfless for his own good. He doesn't care about fucking giving Georgia a UFC champion. It's just all about Aljo. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this video. I know the MMA guru made a video about this, so I'm not copying him. I was gonna make a video on this anyway, but you know, maybe this will add some pressure on fucking Merab Dvalishvili to go and fucking fight for the title. Like, we need to start a movement. I also seen some Georgian MMA fans on Twitter, like, all saying they agree with MMA guru. Like, apparently not. It's not just some. Apparently, all the Georgian MMA fans all agree Merab needs to fucking man up and fight for the title. Like, he needs to stop being a selfless guy for Aljamain. That's also why I made this video, because the fact even all the Georgian fans are like, you know, trying to pressure Merab into fighting for the belt, and he's like, no, like, no, I gotta let Aljo continue to create a legacy while I just sit here and do nothing. Like, I don't know. Man's too selfless. But see, I think the Georgian fans are like they're getting sick of Merab doing this with Aljo. Like they obviously they want a champion because if they get a champion, there's a good chance we get UFC fight night. You know, Tbilisi, I think that's how you pronounce the capital. But you know, UFC fight night Georgia is a good. Like if Merab goes, if he wins a UFC championship, they'll do a Georgia card probably because you got Ilia Topuria, Giga Chikadze in the UFC. uh, Guram Kutateladze. Like you got a bunch of Georgian Roman Dolidze. Like you got all these Georgian fighters. So if Merab was to win a title, there's a good chance you'd get like a UFC fight night Georgia. But Merab just doesn't care. I guess he just wants to bodyguard. Firstly, he was the bodyguard for Aljo when he was champion, like beating all the nightmare matchups for him. Beating Jose Aldo, uh, who's like a nightmare matchup for Aljamain on paper. But instead now he's literally not even being the bodyguard. He's just straight just refusing to fight for the title if Aljo's not champ. I don't know. It's just all weird to me. Like, I respect it from Merab that he's selfless, but he's fucking himself over so badly here. Like, imagine the legacy he could have, but instead he's just straight refusing for for his friendship with Aljamain. Like, you don't have to fight Aljamain. Nobody's pressuring you to go fight Aljamain Sterling. Just tell Aljo, you promised to move up to featherweight. Go move up to fucking featherweight and let me fight for my fucking title shot. Like, Aljo, I've done so much for you. I was your bodyguard. I went in there, I beat Jose Aldo, so you didn't have to fight him, so you got TJ Dillashaw instead. But I don't fucking know, man. It's frustrating to see, and I can understand why Dana's frustrated, because Merab has so much merit to get that title shot, and he's just refusing. Like, and he's beating all your contenders as well. It's like, what the fuck do we do with this guy? He's just going in there and beating all of our fighters. He's going in there beating contenders and then refusing to fight for the title. It's like they just, I don't know. Like, I remember said he could make flyweight, and he said he was going to move down to flyweight. I don't know if he could make flyweight, but if he can, just go do that or something. Go fight for a fucking belt. Like, what are you doing? Stop killing off all these contenders. So then, I mean, Aljo's not even champion anymore, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. But still, you're killing off contenders, and then no, Aljo has to fight for the belt. Aljo has to fight for the belt. It's like, what the fuck, man? Go fight for the belt yourself. Go win a title, and then go help Georgian MMA. Go help Georgia. Go get a UFC event or something. But yeah, frustrating situation. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, put on them notifications, and I'll catch you next time.